Don't mind me.
I won't mind you just starting my podcast. I don't mean to mind you while I start my podcast. Mike Figs is the only person ever to say, it's almost as rude as Aaron Berg when he got mad at me for my first question, said that wasn't the way you start a podcast. And so you just told me not to mind you. Well, you're the only person I can mind. I'm supposed to mind
Aaron.
you.
Aaron is a piece of shit.
I love him, but I started off by just a lot of times I hate when people go, hey, look, everyone, it's Mike Figs. Hi, Mike. I know who the fuck you are. I'll tell people later. They'll find out. I like having conversations. Berg went to the gym that day for his first day. So I was like, how's the gym? He goes, just going to start like that? So we're going to start? Just start like that? How about you tell me how
he was in Detroit. He was in Detroit Rock City. He's famous. He has standards. And you have to, appeal to those standards, or you're going to get the wrath of Berg.
He's beyond talented.
He fucked my ass. You know that, right?
You didn't fuck your ass.
I went into his Mercedes. He showed me his new Mercedes in front of the stand, and he took advantage of me. But I took it because,
he didn't take advantage. You liked the car. You wanted to feel it. That's not taking advantage.
I was clapping the whole time, but still.
It's mostly your ass.
It was my ass. I was clapping like Cardi B. My ass cheeks were clapping. What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, what am I going to do? I don't like cars that much, so I would have been like, I'm not that impressed. But if you let me open for him at the dojo, maybe I'd blow him. I don't know.
Where's the dojo?
I have no idea. That was a gig I saw he had.
Oh.
In this day and age, now that there's no gigs, I get jealous of anything.
Hilarious.
Any gig I see.
Dominican Cup, by the way. This is a Dominican Cup. I want to let you know. No. Every Dominican, Puerto Rican household has a tin cup. This is like a blacksmith made this.
No,
Dominican
you stole it from the bar you work at, and that's what they used to mix the drinks.
This is what they used to make the skinny margaritas.
You put it on top of the fucking glass when you're doing the cheap shake. Like when a bar doesn't want to afford the good stuff.
Exactly.
I ran a bar and a comedy club. We would not buy good stuff. We got one metal cup, and we use it to shake everything.
Where was this at?
Joker's Wild in New Haven. I ran that for a couple of years, and then I was the house comic and a manager at Comics, which was when it was at Foxwoods. I was the house comic and manager there too. Did you ever
gamble, or did you have to kind of control yourself and not?
I've never gambled. I go to the casino at least once a week to perform. I've never gambled. I don't drink. I don't do anything.
When are you gonna take me? When are you gonna take me to the casino? I'm a riot in casinos.
I don't drive. How am I gonna take you anywhere?
We take an Uber. We split it together. I got this unemployment money.
If you can afford the Uber to go there, you can come. But believe me, you're not getting paid. I'm barely getting paid.
Dude, I know it's rough.
We're the barely getting paid folks right now.
I'm working in a restaurant, which is holding me down. But every now and then I get an in-hot water fan that wants special attention, and I'm like, listen, pal, I'm not gonna give you free bread. I'm charging you for it.
That's the weird world that you're in. I'm starting to feel it. It's like the fans think that because we're hanging out and doing stuff with these people that are a certain level, that we can be at that level sometimes. Yes. And then they get mad when we're people. It's like
it's a 50-50 split. I got 50% of the fans are like, oh, you're a piece of shit. I did a gig in Long Beach, and Berg was on it, right? And people came to see Berg, and they found out that I was on it. And the guy was like, "Oh, you're Figs," like, yeah, whatever. And he was kind of standoffish because he was wearing a Wuhan shirt, Wuhan lacrosse. And I was like, "Oh, you're an hot water fan." He was like, "Oh, you're that Figs guy, right?" Anyways, I go on stage and I kicked ass. I didn't do the best. I really, honestly, it was the first time doing stand up in 4 months with the whole quarantine. And I won't even listen to the recording because there were some parts I just messed up, and I'm so
it makes you cringe. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I was just like, ugh. But I started very strong and I ended very strong. And sometimes people forget about the middle. If the middle was shitty, whatever, I ended with an applause break. I started with an applause break, so they just, I guess, remember those two parts. And it wasn't a very long set. It was a 10-minute. I was doing a guest spot, whatever, and at the end of the night, those guys were buying me shots. They were like, Figs, you're fucking hilarious. Why does Gino shit on you all the time? And I was like, Gino's just my big brother who just, likes to do that kind of stuff. But I forgot why I started talking about this.
Because we're talking about the 50-50 thing with the family.
So you get people that think, that think you suck, whatever, and whatever. And then you get these people that go, wow, you're fucking there with Berg, and you're this, and you're awesome. And they give me way too much credit. I'm like, you guys are sweet. I'm actually fucking... I clean the bathroom at my restaurant, and I'm fucking, I got a hamburger in my pocket because I can't afford dinner.
But
Yeah.
they relate to that, but then they also shit on it. And it's like,
yeah.
I think it's because they feel like they're only one step behind being us. Because like when they're like get the attention, the cool thing about Compound Media and a lot of these other shows on there, they give their fans a lot of attention. Some of them so much that the fans almost become like stars in a way.
Yeah, big time.
Get their own little name. So these guys start to go, I could be Figs. Oh, I could be like Pat. I'm funnier than that. They tried to. I could do that in a second. It's like, no, we got recognized for what we can do. We're shining on this thing, but it took a long time just to get there. You couldn't do that. And then when they hear we have jobs and we're not full time or whatever the fuck it's supposed to be, it's like, no, it's harder for us. We have to balance all that and do that shit.
Yeah, yeah. And then you get those, those sweet people that are like, I can't believe you go in front of a mic and talk. Like that must take so much. And you're like, oh God, this is nothing. It's this is the daily routine. And they're like, no, I could have never imagined doing what you do. And that always makes me feel good, when,
I had a guy
to get appreciated.
And he's a heart surgeon. And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Exactly. And there you go. And that's always the flip side of the coin. The guy's like, oh, I'm a fucking millionaire. I'm a fucking fireman. And you're like, dude, you're risking your life. I'm on stage talking about my dick that looks like a tuna can. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
But those guys are, but it's fun, man. It's fun. It's rough right now, but it's fun. And, you got to just do what you got to do.
I'm still having fun. I mean, luckily enough to perform a lot, but it's a weirder spot.
And I hear you're killing. I've never seen you do stand-up, but
we've never seen each other. But I've
never seen each other do stand-up.
Gino told me good things. Gino actually doesn't hate you.
No, I know he doesn't. He's no,
I'm telling the audience because I don't think they get it. Like, literally, I got blocked and, like, started getting trolled by 4 or 5 guys because when Gino first did that block to it's one of these fans, I forget who, as a joke and told everyone to dox him or something. And whatever it was, I made a joke on there. Then that all of a sudden him and his friends forgot about Gino and just started to block me, troll me, destroy me because I spoke. And they think it's a real thing. And I'm like, I don't even know who you are. But like, but at the same time, I'm happy they're sitting there and I'm renting space in their head. And it's kind of cool. I'm like, all right, why the fuck do you know who I am? I don't know. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, and a lot of them are just trolls. They just feed on it. I have so many guys troll me constantly, and then I'll say something to them, and they'll DM me like, Figs, I'm a big fan, man, just like playing around. It's just, it's cutting ass. They listen to our podcast. They listen to Gino make fun of us or make fun of me, and I make fun of Bert or whatever. And it's like they feel like they're part of the friendship. They're part of the gang. That's what a podcast is. It's like sitting down with a bunch of people and like being like, oh, yeah, but never being able to chime in. Twitter allows you to chime in with them and interact. And then sometimes you see them in person, and it could be a little weird because they'll be like, Figs, I heard you fucking, you fucking, I don't know, you shit on your dick is this side or whatever. They'll say something stupid. Oh, Gino was right about you fucking faggot. You're like, what? But you don't realize this person's been listening to you for the last 6 months. They feel like you're pals. So,
It was weird. I did the backyard at Mead's house, that show, and I go there. It was a buddy of mine, and I'm like, I'm not going to know half these people because I only know their Twitter handle or like the weird picture they have. I don't know them.
I always ask that. I go, who are you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Because they're always like, oh, I'm Chuck Mangione on Twitter, but my real name is Paul, So you never,
Phil.
I'm always like,
I think that guy's actually Phil.
Yeah. Like I met him 1,000 times and he knows so much about me. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, I like your stats. I'm like, which guy are you on Twitter? And he'd be like, I'm Cock45. And I'm like, Cock45.
Remember, I'm the guy who told you were gay a whole bunch. Remember that day?
Yeah.
Why was I gay? Because you said you went through a hard time, and I like it when you're just racist. I don't like it when you have feelings. Like, oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to have feelings one day. Sorry about
Jacob.
that. Then I went on stage and I walk off, and you felt this too. I mean, we've been doing comedy for a while. Yeah, I'm new to the compound world. I've been doing comedy 13 years. Some of the guys that are on and girls on the show with me have opened for me. And I'm like, I've been doing this a while. So, like, I go on stage and, of course, do well. I mean, I'm supposed to. We're supposed to.
That's what I wanted to say that. I wanted to say I've spoke to these guys, because just, like, joking around, like, I'm like, how many, you're tired of watching Gino do the same shit, even though Gino does different things. And that's why they love Gino. But they'll be like, yeah, it was great seeing Pat. I never watched Pat, and Pat fucking killed it. He brought the heat. And I'm like, so that's always a cool thing. I just wanted to say that.
And I got this shit on Gino during my set, which was way more fun.
Always the best. Always follow Gino.
Before the set started, we're out in like the crowd area or whatever, and Stancil and Meade went on stage. And they were going back and forth, and someone said it's like the Smothers Brothers, and I went, I'd like to smother those brothers. Just kidding to Gino. Gino stone faces me like it's not funny. Literally turns around, goes to someone else, and does my fucking joke to them, and they laugh. And I look, you fucking asshole. And he laughs. He goes, Oates, this is why I love you, Oates. God. And so when I went on stage, I stopped and I went, look at Gino, look at him. He stole, and I ratted him out. He stole my joke. This is what he did. And then he tried to come back. He had nothing. And I said, oh, you're waiting for Berg to come be the funny one? Is that what we're waiting for? And the place went nuts. And he's just clapping. He's like, Oates, you're the best. It's like,
good.
Oh, yeah. It was real fun to do. But then the one thing I wanted to do was hang with these people after. But I actually had another show at the casino. So it was a 2-hour drive right afterwards. So the best part of being able to hang and get the adoration finally, like, then I had to fucking take off. But
oh, damn, dude.
But I don't drink, so it was already getting crazy, and it was like daytime. Like you could see.
Oh, I could only imagine. We
there
did the
some
episode
dude in the woods, just like nodding out. Like it was like it's 1 in the afternoon.
Those boys. You said that you met Chuck Mangione. Those boys, they don't play. They've turned up to a White Plains Comedy Club a bunch. They fucking party and the compound, thousands of times. That is crazy. You said you went to comics in Foxwoods to perform?
I used to be the comic there. They moved to Mohegan now, same club, but they're in Mohegan now. So
I recently went there.
If you want to use a fun fact that nobody will ever ask, I was the last comic to ever perform at the Foxwoods one.
Wow.
Well, they had a contest every year, and I won it on the last day. Then the next week, they moved over across the other casino. That's awesome.
That's fucking – well, that's what I was going to ask. Foxwoods is connected to Mohegan.
No, they're two different places.
Well, no, I'm sorry. I mean, like in the same area, right? Or no, they're far away
like 15, 20 minutes away from each other.
Yeah. Cool. Because I recently went to Mohegan and they were mentioned. Was Foxwoods closed down or just the the comedy club?
Just the comedy club. It just became.
Okay.
And they were leasing it, so they raised the lease every year. All the casinos do that. They lease it out. They don't own the places, but then they know you want to keep your spot, so they jack your lease up every year. And then Mohegan was like, "Hey, we'll take you as a club and have you come in cheaper," and they did that. And then what was smart was about 6 months in, they were going to have someone else build this other restaurant right next to them. Those people bailed out. They had to take the spot. So they said, we'll sell it to you for half the price. So they got to double the size of their club and build a new restaurant on top of it. Now it's this huge roadhouse / comedy club. It's a really cool location. It's way better.
No, I saw it. It's right when you are connected to the Sky Casino and
you come down like where the arena is and you turn in right there. Yeah. So. Yeah, I've been there many times. I mean, basically at least 30 times a year I'm there. So
my girlfriend is beautiful. She's a beautiful girl.
Is she right there?
No, she's not. She's far away. But I'm about to shit on her right now, which is why I started off saying.
That's why it was either you're gonna shit on her.
We're driving to Mohegan Sun, right? So this is like maybe a month ago. We like to gamble. We're elite members at Atlantic City.
What's your game?
I love to play blackjack, and I love to play roulette too, which is horrible. And I'll play a little 3-card poker too every now and then. So we're driving to Mohegan Sun, first time ever there. Empire City in the Bronx is closed. That place is a piece of shit anyways, but that place is closed. Atlantic City is really, shitty right now. But it's opening. I heard it's getting better. And we're driving to Mohegan Sun, and we see a sign that says Indian reservations. And she looks at me. She goes, "We got to make a reservation to go to the the casino." And I'm like, "No, baby, this was reserved for the Indians." She's like, "What do you?" She's like, "I don't." She's from the DR. She's like, "I don't." She's like, "What do you mean this is reserved for Indians? Like from like India?" I'm like, "No, baby. These are after we slaughtered and killed." Oh, I lost you for a second. Hold on, I'm here.
That's all right. I can still hear you.
After we killed all these Cherokees and Incas and Aztecs, we said, "Here's a few land," and then they became alcoholics and made casinos. And she's like, "Oh, okay." So
I'm
giving her horrible information. Yeah.
They were alcoholics first, but I like how you made them alcoholics after. They got it.
This is all that I've learned from my Italian racist uncles. They've all told me this. I give her that information.
Her logic makes more sense.
Yeah, she was like,
in a way, she's right. They did reserve the right to be there first. That's their reservation.
Like almost pulled over the car. She's like, "Fuck, we didn't make a reservation." And I'm like, "Babe, no, we're fine." She thought we were gonna go into this club and we were gonna be greeted by like guys smoking peace pipes and like
nothing.
Welcome to my club. No, there was just a lot.
When I worked at Foxwoods, there was the family that owned it. They had a very Indian name. The last name was Butler. Yeah, they were all black. And I'm like, what? And they're like, no, we're kind of. I'm like, you're not Indian. You're black people.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
we're Indian. We're in the tribe. We dance around and stuff. And they were kind of, but like not really. They were just black dudes that had some in their blood, but were smart and did it.
Smart dudes.
But it's also a weird business. Like,
yeah, this
like,
guy.
how do you keep? It's insanity. What you have to constantly do. You have to be like the adult Disney World constantly.
Yeah.
You have to be
It's a racket. It's all a racket.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm really, really, I don't know how they survived these 4 months. I mean, probably because there's so much money. They either
they didn't close too much. I mean, the Mohegan.
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't close.
And it's actually the way they're doing it is like so easy. Like the only difference is, yeah, they're wearing masks, but I hate to say, and I'm being racist. Half of them were wearing masks anyway, because usually it was Asian people in the casino. So it doesn't look weird in there. Like a lot of them were already doing that anyway. The only difference is there's no smoking areas, but you just go outside and there's enough doors and people actually like it better because they're going outside for a minute or two. And you can drink. You might have to like put your mask on, take it off for a second. But at the comedy club, the second you sit down and you get food, your mask comes off. We're on stage with the mask. It's normal then.
Yeah, so that's why I went to Mohegan, because and at the time, Atlantic City, you couldn't drink or smoke in the casino. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't drink. So I was like, let's go to Mohegan, so at least we can have a drink, you know, while we're at a slot machine or whatever. Fucking tables are super expensive there. But no, when I was saying that they didn't close, I meant like close down permanently.
Right.
Like fucking Uno's is done. Pier 1 is done. This shirt, I'm not even a Mets fan. I got this 80% off, you know, at Modell's because it's done. I was surprised that the casinos, they probably have so much money, you know, that they were okay. They were able to like kind of survive.
I'll bet you without us hearing about it, they got aided by state or certain funds because, like, listen, the money that funnels in, what the business they bring into the state and stuff like that, you can't have them gone.
Laundering, baby. Ozark. Money laundering. I bet you there's so much blood money in those fucking places. Love it.
So you think it's there just for, like, we hope people have a good time. Like, nobody gives a fuck if they're having a good time. It's nobody's winning. Addiction.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, I've never wanted to gamble. I might have played a slot machine. I just A, I've never had money. B, I don't care. I think it's a dumb move. It's just like.
It is dumb. Overall, I look back at it and I'm like, it's dumb. The second time I ever gambled, I won $1,000. If I would have left, I could have said, I could always look back and go, wow, that was a good experience. I made $1,000. But when you go back, you lose $1,000 right away. It's just, no matter what you do, the house always wins, man.
Of course they do. They wouldn't be open if they were just always losing. It'd be the dumbest business. Like, we just don't win. We just hand out money to people. It's like,
there is a strategy.
Three-card Monty. It's just different versions of it.
100%. There is a strategy. I like roulette for that reason, even though roulette is kind of like, I like roulette because it's just luck. It's pure luck. The ball's going to land on something. The probabilities are, in their favor 100%, but you're most likely going to, you could win if you get lucky, if you truly get lucky.
And I know in poker and in blackjack, certain card games, there is strategy, but at the same time, it is still luck because at the end of the day, you are being handed cards that you don't know what they are. And then from there, you have to use strategy, but you don't know what you're getting at first. Even if you're someone smart enough to kind of count a card, it's luck of the draw. Like, it's basically what it is.
Yeah, so I recommend going if you're kind of living paycheck to paycheck, or you're doing okay. Yeah, I recommend not going to Mohegan Sun.
No, I recommend going.
$50.
Put your money back, because the poorer people get and make that decision, the quicker they'll give us another stimulus check, I think. So
we already got one. We got some. You're gonna get it? I don't know. Where are you right now?
I'm in Connecticut, so I will be getting ours. Not yet, but we'll be getting something soon. I got my first.
Did you apply for that? Trump signed $900. He signed a $300 a week for August. And New York just applied for it, and I just got it.
I did not see
check your emails. I don't know what the Connecticut is down.
Probably different. They probably just think because I'm in Connecticut, I'm white, I'm doing okay.
He's fine.
I have the health care of a black woman with 6 kids. I am not doing well.
They got indoor dining. He can go to Pizza Beat and get something. He'll be all right.
I've been complaining about this to everyone, but the worst thing that's happened during COVID is there's no more buffets, and it's making me sad as fuck.
I went to Sizzler one time when I was 10, and I was shitting blood for 3 days,
Yeah,
and I
well,
would
everyone
never go
keeps
back.
telling me they shit when they go to a buffet. Like, what are you eating? You went to
Sizzler's is
Sizzler. But
yeah.
the Chinese do a good buffet. And I go to a casino. It's a great buffet. I don't
I love
want
casino buffets. I love
right.
casino buffets.
And you
That's
don't want them
separate.
to serve it to you. That's the whole fun is you taking too much shit and wasting someone's food and time. I don't want that's the American dream. I don't
How
want
long have
someone
you
to
been
give
going?
me the food.
How long have you been doing casino gigs? Since you were 5? You're like, I've been eating buffets forever. I've never
Probably
shit blood.
seriously for like 7 years. I've been doing casino
Yeah.
gigs.
That's awesome.
I
That's cool,
for
man.
when I was the house comic at Foxwoods, I had to move up there. I was living in Ledyard, that shitty little town. So I mean, even on my days off, I went to the casino to eat because it was like the only restaurants in town were in there. There was nothing else in that town.
Did you have you ever been to the buffets in Vegas?
I only been to Vegas once, and it was for a buddy's wedding in it was this what's it called? Paris was the hotel we stayed in, and there was a buffet there, and it was amazing.
Okay, yeah, I'm dying to do that because they say that those fucking buffets, they really fucking, you can have frog legs in one place, like really good places.
It's insane, and it's like, and it's so cheap compared to what you're eating. You're like, that's what's throwing away money. Like, how are they affording to just do that? Because one plate would cost you $100, but you're paying like $20 to have 12 plates.
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck are you pulling this off?
You're making me hungry, man. I have a caloric intake that I can't go above, and I really want to go above it today. Today's the day I'm drinking red wine out of a
What do you
fucking.
mean you have a caloric intake? You can't go.
I'm fat, Pat.
I know.
I'm
I've
fat.
seen you. And you
fat.
You can
But
go
I'm-
above it.
But I wasn't always like this. I was a solid 220. I looked good. I could fit in a nice large t-shirt. Nice.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'9", pushing
Right,
5'10" with
Then you weren't a
sneakers on.
solid 220.
I was. Oh, well, solid. Yeah, 220 was a little. I was still fat.
That's I mean, maybe 210. You could have been solid. 220, 5'9" is not solid.
I gotta go, man. I'll see you later.
I'm 5'11", and the fattest I ever was 238. But like now I'm like 185, 183, something like that. Just dance around there.
So now speaking of that, motherfucker, you started running and you dropped the pounds.
I was already
tremendously.
The pounds were about the same, but I've run off the dumb little love.
No. There's a huge difference. No. When I saw you for the first time, and then you started running, and I started seeing the photos of you. If you go back and look at all your photos after a run.
It's getting better, but I'm saying it wasn't much of a weight loss. It's just how the body changed. You know what I mean? More the weight's about the same.
You look great. You look handsome. You shaved your beard. Good. You look great, dude.
Well, shaving the beard because people started giving me too much shit. I was going for the COVID until it was over Jesus thing. I was just going to go long and nuts. And it's like, dude, when you're running, it looks like Forrest Gump with chemo. Don't do it. And I'm like, all right.
Do you smoke a little bit before you run, or do you just kind of?
I haven't smoked weed in about 3 years.
Good for you, man.
Well,
Did you do
not even like that one I'd probably do again or do an edible. I just haven't. You know what I mean? You frozen or what?
Yeah.
You're frozen. All right. But
yeah, we both lagged for a second. We're back.
Yeah,
we're back.
That's what I hear from all the fans. We both lag all the time. We're so terrible.
That was one lag.
We try too hard. No, I haven't drank in 4 years. I haven't smoked. I've had 2 years, but I would smoke again. I just haven't. I don't miss it.
You're growing up.
I don't give a fuck about. I've never cared about that. I only drank because I was depressed, and I drank because of that. I never had a good time with it, so I don't miss it at all.
What's your vice then? BBW.
No, I hate fat people. Oh God, I could never. I've never fucked a fat person.
What if she smells like rose petals?
I don't like rose petals. What
if she smells
what the fuck? You gotta smell like something. What does that do?
Because
do you sniff folks and fuck them?
Yeah,
Joe Biden. I'm not sniffing folks and fucking.
Let me tell you something. I used to bang a dancer. She had a 6-pack, and I'm 268 right now, which is horrible. I was at 240.
You should go for 300, dude. If you're already there.
Bad. No, I can't. Now you sound like all my friends. They're all like, go to 300, you fat fuck. No, man. I'm on this caloric thing. I'm 3 days strong. I've been doing 1900
3 days strong.
calories.
Fuck you. Start Monday. Have something.
I'm 3 days strong. I'm daddy. And I used to bang this chick. She was a dancer. I was 240, so I was still hefty. I've always been hefty. The best I've always been was 190. I was 19 years old, I played football. When I played football in high school, I was like 180, 190, 195, 200, and I was strong. I felt good. I could wear Abercrombie and Fitch. I can't fit anything fucking the Gap or Abercrombie and Fitch. Unless I order it online and you go down to the part where it's like, are you a fat fuck? Yeah, maybe you could order it online. There was this chick. She was a dancer. She was jacked. But let me tell you something. She smelled. Well, one of the first times we hooked up was in the back of a taxi, and I was like finger, rubbing her clit, like kissing and stuff. And the smell of her, like it smelled like, when your balls smell? Yeah. The whole taxi smelled like that old person ball smell. And I was like, whoa. I was like, damn, that's a musky smell. I still went to the house. I still banged her. And even when I banged her doggy style, cheese. Am I in a wet spot? Why am I giving you all these details? And even the smell of cheese, it was bad. She was absolutely gorgeous. She was bad. Then
it's because she's the dancer and she works so hard. Your body puts off this different ammonia type smell thing. It's not her pussy. It's the sweat and the adrenaline coming off, and it makes it smell like the undersack of a balls. It does. That's what women will smell. A guy thinks that's gross pussy. It's not her pussy. It's her body. But she was just so excited for you. Her body sweats off a different thing because she's burning all the shit.
Yeah, hold on one second, man. I was looking at my bag outside.
Don't mind me.
No. I heard you. No, I got an emergency text. I thought that something was wrong. I just need to give my you come and get it. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Is that the dancer? Is she there? She's like, fuck you, I smell delicious.
Yeah. Hold on, let me
that's always nice.
Wallet. This is a teacher's office. Oh, you can't see me when I'm on this. Hold on. Where is she? All right, let me put it outside the door. Baby! Chanel! Fairness! So at least you can see the visual of the Dominican household that I'm in right now. Look at this. I was like, are you sure you're Dominican? You're not a white woman? She wants to get the love.
Ooh, was it love? There? Was it love and what?
Love, live, laugh, love. No, it just says love.
Love lives here. There it is.
Baby! Chanel! Fairness!
This is the exciting part of the podcast where Mike Figs acts like he's scared and alone in a home. He's in the corner now. He's under.
Baby girl.
I don't think Mike actually lives there. I think that he broke into
someone's home. Are you ordering Domino's? You getting Domino's? It's gonna go over my caloric intake. I don't know if I can have Domino's.
You can have Domino's. You're fat. Have Domino's. You're not gonna just throw it up like a lady. Throw it up, Figs, afterwards.
Who's kids? Why are there so many kids in this house? Get me the thin slice then.
Yeah, that works. The thin.
Yeah, give me the thin slice. All right, love you, honey.
Oh, it's the crust intake. That's the problem.
So let me go back to what I was talking about. So I was banging this other chick.
Yeah. She stunk, but she didn't buy Domino's, right. So that's what happened.
Yeah. No. Sorry about that.
No, people like to see the real world. They're like, yeah, look, there's actually the fans of you and I are watching this going, wow, a real woman knows him. I wish I had that.
Charming. You know what, man? If you're charming, you're sweet. I think that you could, I think you just got to be patient and you'll meet somebody. You'll connect. My girlfriend's gorgeous. She met me. I was about 40 pounds lighter, but she loves me for me, and we're good looking kids.
It's not about how you look in life. I know people think that, but it's not. When you start to like someone, you see that they become more attractive in your eyes. You really do get blinded by things.
Oh, for sure. 100%. You get comfortable. And as you get older, you get more, you just get wiser and you realize like, what the fuck am I doing? This is good what I have. I don't even
know if it's why. It's fun to say wiser. I think it's just because you've had made so many mistakes or had mistakes made by you that you're not as willing to just jump into shit. And then if you do, you know how to get out of it better. So it's it's not like wiser. It's just safer.
Yeah. What's going on with you, man? How are you? I know that you were your ex-girlfriend got to be looking at you right now like, shit, fucking Pat's getting his thing together.
No, I'm pretty sure that she's also getting her thing together. I don't know. We haven't spoken, but I don't think so. I think that's just something that it was there and it's not now, and wish her the best. But no, I don't think so.
You moved out. When I spoke to you, you were moving out of her house. You guys were moving or something was happening?
I've lived here the whole time. She had to leave. So
she had to leave. Yeah. I remember we were talking. I think maybe it was on West Spot, and you were kind of like breaking it down. Something like she had her stuff at your house or something.
Stuff is still here.
Yes.
Even to now, but it's still going through processes that we can't really talk
You ever just
about.
grab? You ever just like grab it and smell it? And just go, I miss the smell.
No.
That's how you know I'm fat.
You're a very
The last
smell
15 minutes
guy.
about smell. Yes.
You're a smell guy.
I one time there was this girl at a gelato. She was in a gelato stand in the Plaza Hotel. So I used to work at this restaurant at the bottom of the Plaza Hotel, and there was this big food court, and she worked behind this gelato stand. It literally covered her whole lower part of her body was covered, right? Very pretty girl, whatever. We would flirt, whatever, and I go, let's go on a date. One day I see her outside of the booth, and she was big. She was a big girl. She was like that pear shape. Women, some females are like that. They have a pear shape.
Some females are like that.
Yeah, like the whole.
They weren't like that. They got gross. No one's born pear. You ever seen a baby pear?
No, it's a body.
No one's born that way. Stop it. They're not. Some
you ever
like
took health class? In health class, they tell you that some women are shaped like pears. Am I the only one?
Women. First of all, what health class were you in? What the fuck teacher was that? Hey, some bitches are pear-shaped, and you fuck them anyway. That's our class today.
It means people that ain't been getting drunk for a long time.
You gotta make a reservation to be a fucking Indian, and then sometimes fat chicks smell bad when they dance.
My pussy smells like balls. Does that make sense?
Like your health class was like, when you meet a girl, smell her. And if she don't smell good, smell another. Get a Yankee Candle, put it near her pussy, and then fuck her. And then eat her like that.
My uncle told me, he goes, listen, he goes, you don't got to wear a condom. He goes, what you do is you take a lemon and a little bit of lemon juice, and you put it on your fingers, right? And when you finger the girl, if she reacts, that's an open sore. You need to get out of there. So that's my advice.
Yeah,
my uncle told me.
How many women with open sores was he fucking?
How many lemons did he have near his bed is my question.
I hope it happened because he was like an alcoholic and he had a drink with a lime and he spilled it at her pussy and she jumped her. Because if imagine being the girl like, are you ready? It's like, hold on a second. You got any limes? You got, what do you have, scurvy? What the fuck do you need that for? It's like, I like citrus before I fuck. By the way, if you're a girl and you get fingered and all of a sudden it starts to hurt, I don't think that's what you have to worry about the guy saying he's going to leave. The girl's like, why are your fingers burning me? What's on your fingers?
Yeah, you got to put battery acid on your fingers. If she reacts, it means she's got the clap.
Yeah, and by the way, any man who says, oh, that's when you know she has, sores you get away, he fucks her. He's not running away.
My uncle is a horrible, he's great. I love my uncle, but he was a horrible person. And he got chlamydia, and he always talks about, Mikey, back in my day, you got to get a shot in your ass, right in your hiney, big fucking needle right in your ass. Like he fucked all these people. This lemon trick of his, he did it regardless. The stories, you understand. I wish I lived in the 70s. According to my uncle, it was just gangbangs and coke all day long, and it was the best thing.
Nice. The guy, when I did my pilot at POS, I had this older guy, Frank, as my announcer. And Frank is almost 80 years old. And his stories about, like, when he used to run a business. And, like, it's not even, like, he would be so in trouble now. Like, literally a woman would come for the job. And he'd be like, well, if you blow me in a motel today, then you can have the job. And then she just went to the motel. And then she blew him. And then she got the job. And it was like they're all on board. But I'm like, what the fuck? Like, seriously? He's like, yeah. And he goes, sometimes there would be no job.
The good old days. Literally the good old days.
Yeah. We would do coke. Okay. She'd blow me. I would make up a fake job. And then another girl would show up and I'd have to give her that job and fire the other one because I wanted to get blown by the other girl.
And at some point a lemon was involved. And it is what it is.
Yeah. You got to put a lemon in there. Listen, if you take a kumquat and you stick it in her asshole and she doesn't notice, don't fuck her in the ass. A lot of people are doing it. You know what I mean?
If she blinks twice, then go for it. She's all right.
If you're eating her out and something hits you on the face, that's her ass and she has a dick and leave. Okay, that's what you have to do.
Yeah, but still, you can fuck her in the ass.
Yeah. If you get in the car with her and you start to finger her and she says, I'm Aaron Berg and you can open for me, just do it. Fucking do it.
Dude, so embarrassed. It was so funny. Aaron had this beautiful Mercedes-Benz and he parks it outside the stand. And I just finished doing a set there. And it was an awesome night. And there's a bunch of young comics outside who kind of know me from social media because I'm not one to hang out. I like Compound Media. I've become friends with those guys, and I hang out with them. But networking is why I'm not, I don't know, a little bit more famous. I'm not famous, but a little bit more
No,
known.
I understand that.
Because I'm just
not good
horrible at
at. I do a
networking,
thing
man.
and I kind of leave. I'm not really a hang guy. I'm not really
I
good at
hate it.
that.
I won't go to a club if I'm not on the show. And I know that that's probably a bad mentality to have, because if you really want it, you fucking work at the club. You go there, you show your face. And I just, in my head, it was like, I would go there to support a friend, you know, I 100%. But I just felt weird going to a place and just kind of like being there waiting for someone to talk
I want
to
to be invited and booked. I've always been the same way.
Yeah.
I've actually never been to the cellar because my thing in my head years ago was I want to be asked to be there. So I would never go. And obviously it's not going to happen at my age now, but on that same kind of way, it's like I know people that go there and they just seem like thirsty. And I don't want to be looking like
100.
that. You know what I mean?
That's the key word you just said. You just nailed it. I don't want to seem thirsty, but there's people that will tell you gotta be thirsty. You know,
you can be hungry, but not thirsty. And there's a difference. You show a hunger,
like
you ask questions, you work hard, you find out the ways to get in front of the people. But to just show up and hope someone's going to give you shit, you just, I don't know, it looks desperate. To me, I like the fact that I'm so busy that if someone says, can you come hang out? It's like, no, because I'm busy. If you want me, you better book me. You know what I mean? And I like that playing hard to get shit with that kind of way. But, yeah, sometimes you got to play that game and go there and hang out with the owner of the place or hang out with the right comic or kiss this ass, even if you're not like kissing the ass. And I've never been good at that. I have friends that will open for a comic at a club. The next thing I know, they're opening for that person because they spent the whole weekend kissing their ass and networking.
Yeah.
I've worked with so many big name people, and I don't know them afterwards. I don't bother them. They do their thing. Maybe I should take advantage, but I'm like, they're doing a job. I don't want anyone bothering me. I'll do my shit. We'll have small talk, whatever.
Yeah.
But I want them to do their fucking thing, and I want to do my thing. And I'm not. And they didn't fly in from LA to be at a club for a weekend so I could fucking bother them and ask them for spots somewhere in Idaho.
Of course.
They have enough shit going on. But
you want it to be organic.
Again, you're supposed to do that, I guess.
I guess so. I guess that's the you know, the norm. But I agree with what you're saying. I want it to be organic. You know,
right.
I want to shoot and have a good time and relate to the person. Where you get a text message the next day, which goes, hey man, well that was fun, nice. You want to meet up. But then there's a little subconscious thought in my head like, am I being nice? Am I doing this just in hopes that maybe they'll hit me up? I just hate the whole dance. I don't know. It's so strange.
It's like dating. It is. It's a weird dating thing.
Yes.
You want to hang out at the nightclub all the time and be that dude that's got his shirt open, too much axe on, and he's just like hoping somebody fucks him? Or do you want to organically meet someone, and then if it works out good in the long haul, you get what you want to get? Like, I don't want to be the guy out at a club every night just hoping to catch something. And that's like the comedy thing. Same thing. A lot of guys get that way.
Do you miss open mics?
Oh God, yes, more than anything in the world.
Like,
I love working on new material constantly.
That's great. That's great. I hate open mics. I hated doing open mics.
But I love it for two reasons. One, I like working on new shit, and two, I like being around younger comics that are hungry. I always compare it to like Rocky 3 when Apollo brings Rocky to LA to go to his gym, and they all get the eye of the tiger. Rocky sees everyone working.
Yes.
I got to do it. Most comics have been doing it a while. They start to, especially guys who aren't like in the city, they start to get like cocky. Like I don't need to go to open mic. I'm better than that now. So they don't work on shit. They do their same stuff. For a while, I was putting out a different hour every year. I recorded 2 albums in 2 years. Working on a third one. I love writing new shit all the time. So like to me, I want to work it out, check it out, and also be around people that have that same passion. People my age don't always have that.
I think I got into my own head. I felt like open mics were very cliquey, and I felt like I felt like there were some guys that would go up there and do the material, and they were funny, and I feel like doing an open mic is like the hardest difficulty because you're in a room and everyone is looking at their notebook and they're not paying attention. But if that one guy that knows everyone goes on the stage, it's fun. And I even went to the point where I was like, fuck open mics, and became friends with people at the comic strip. And I would only do the comic strip open mic. And it ended up becoming a hangout where it was fun. I was doing crowd work because I was making fun of the debauchery that happened the other night. And after the open mic, we would go out and get drunk and do coke and have a good time. And I was like, is this helping me or not? And when I look back at it, I was doing material. I learned how to do crowd work and be the guy I am now because of that experience. Which is going to make me ask you this question: how often do you write? Because I don't write enough, and there's guys like you. I've seen guys like oh my God, I don't know if it was Sam Morrell, not Sam Morrell. There's a bunch of guys who are like not as popular as Joe Mackey and Sam Morrell and Mark Norman, but they're like right under them, and they get
Like Anthony
writing gigs and they
DeVito,
do
Greg
really
Stone,
well.
guys like that who write like crazy. Yeah.
And they write like crazy, and they go to the open mics and they're looking at the notebook and they're funny. Just what they read is funny. It's not crowd work. It's just so I'm like, fuck, I have to write. How often do you write? Do you make it a ritual daily to just go,
No,
all right, let me write some thoughts down?
I don't ever sit down and write. I come up if anything happens, I put it in my phone. And my whole thing was using open mics. I can't write until I verbally do it first. So I would take the idea, I'd go to a mic, I would just work it out, and I would record the audio. I'd take the audio home, and then I'd write off that.
That's great.
And then I'd go back the next day and do it again. I'd be at a mic like, 4 or 5 times a week, or do it during my shows too. I would just, if I had shows, I would use that time to work on shit. I didn't care. And so now it's been harder because to work it out all the time. So it's harder to write newer things. I've got about 20 new minutes I've been doing on all, like, now working at a fucking retail store. That's where I'm working now. And it's been working, but it would be farther along if I could have more stage time. So that part's been killing me. But I come up with ideas every day and try to come up. So when I'm going on stage, like when I was on stage Thursday or Wednesday, I did 25 minutes and 10 of it was me open micing new shit. I didn't care. I was getting paid, but I don't give a fuck.
That's great.
You can't
take me. I want you to take me to the next open mic. Yeah,
I haven't been to an open mic thing you do. It's just, I want to go to your shows. I'm just doing them there.
I think I get too much inside my head. I don't know.
No, I also think it's because where you're doing open mics is different than where I'm doing open mics. I think when you're doing open mics in the city, it has that weird feel of like you should be on a show because there's so many shows too. You shouldn't be at this mic. This is for the shitheads. I think that's kind of how it is in the city because it's very competitive. There's so many comics. When you're in a place like Connecticut where a lot of the younger comics are all at mics, but they've never been on a show and there's only so many shows, it's like a pecking order type thing. The comics are going there to try hard to move up to the next level because they could. Because if I'm there and I'm one of the guys who's more well known in Connecticut, I could turn around and say, oh, this guy's pretty funny, and then tell a club, hey, this younger kid, give him a spot. Not like in the city where it's just everyone's competing. We're not competing. We're all kind of like in the same boat. We're living in this place that's away from everything.
That's what I found at the comic strip, and that's why I loved it so much. I don't go there anymore. I had a falling out with the owner at one point. He probably doesn't even remember. He's such an old dude. Richie, he managed Eddie Murphy and stuff, and he when I was getting traction there and I was hosting shows and I was producing shows, I had the one time he came to watch the show, and I'm kind of like, I like to do crowd work, I like to do jokes, but I had this time where there was all these Italian moms in the crowd and I was going off. There's like this table at this bachelorette party and I was just ripping them to shreds. I was fucking kicking ass. But I was like, you fucking bitches smell like chicken cutlets. And it would be a big laugh. And then I'd say something else. And I was just being like dice clay. I was being an exaggerated version of myself. And it was going really well. And in the comic strip, the audio is wired to the bathroom. And he's in the bathroom hearing all these things I'm saying without the laughter. Right. So you just hear me going, you fucking Shabbat TJ Maxx, you dirty bitch.
Yeah, you're just attacking his money. That's all he hears.
He went up to me and was like, that was the worst thing I ever heard. None of that was funny. He wasn't in the moment. He wasn't there. He didn't see what happened. He didn't know what was going on, and it was whatever. And I slowly got in my own head. And I was like, fuck this place. I was like, I'll go somewhere else, But what you were saying about how you have like a camaraderie at that open mic, that is what I found at the comic strip, and it was great. And then I slowly started fell off. A lot of the people that I was there went their own separate ways. And you're right about the open mics in New York, that a lot of them are, it's competition and it's clingy. I mean, it's cliquey, whatever. But amongst those people, there are comics who are successful that pop up to these open mics and they work their shit out. Osama Siddiqui, who's like a popular, young guy who's going crazy right now. He'll go to the shittiest mics consecutively, always do it. And then you look at him and you go, wow, this guy's sharp as fuck, because he's doing the 2 open mics at 5:00 and then he's doing his set at 7. I wish I could skip all of that and just right away have the spot at 7 and 8 o'clock and use that as my practice. But you realize you have to do all the other lifting. You know, you
Well,
have to start with the
I
low
think
weights
the
before you
biggest
can,
problem
you
with
know.
open mics is that a lot of comics go there just to go to open mics, but they don't have goals set. If you don't have goals set, you're not getting anything done. Now, sometimes the
Yes.
goal can be exactly what you said. Sometimes the goal can be, I need to be looser on stage. So if you can go there and build camaraderie and learn how to be yourself more on stage and not be stiff and play around, that's a decent goal. But to me, I don't go to a mic unless I have some kind of goal. Even if it is, I have to run this 5. I have to change wording. I have to do this. But usually it's work on something. But if you have a goal, then you have a purpose to go. But if you're just going to go, you're the asshole who goes on stage and complains about the last comic or says you waited too long. And then you just waste your time. And then you hate open mics because it was frustrating, but you made it frustrating. It wasn't, you didn't go there with a goal in your mind, something to do,
Yeah.
to work on to get there. So I always go with an opportunity. And I always make sure I go up first. Like, most open mics, nobody wants to sign up first anyway. They leave that spot open. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm going first because it's not going to get any better. It's just going to get shittier, especially at mics where people leave. So I like to go up first, get my shit out of the way, and then I can relax and do whatever. All right, now you're just staring at me. You're frozen? There you
go. What's the name of your albums?
The first one was Good Try.
Oh, I'm frozen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good. Good Try, and then Birthday Like a Funeral. And the Good Try one, the picture on the front was from it was from I was at an open mic, and then the way the open mic was set up, there was the stage was like stage. I'd say we were standing in the corner of like a fucking shitty restaurant, and next to they had a table, and a guy sat there, but he didn't face the stage. He faced the way I was facing. So someone took a picture of this fat fucking guy eating a sandwich as I'm 2 feet next to him telling a joke. Like, the guy could give a fuck if I exist because he's eating a sandwich. And a buddy of mine sent me that picture. I'm like, that's my album cover. Because that's exactly who I am. I'm the guy no one gives a fuck about while I tell jokes. So,
and you said that was Good Try?
That's Good Try.
If I Google it, will it come up?
Yeah, it should. I mean, it's on Spotify, iTunes, all that shit. I mean, Good Try and then Birthday Like a Funeral.
I just want to see that. I want to see that. I feel like Jamie and Joe Rogan. You know how there's always like that one guy.
Yeah.
You know, there's like
Jamie.
Hey, pull it up.
Hey, Jamie, look it up. Look at this thing. Look at ball sack.
Yeah, dude, that doesn't even look like you. That's you. Is that you right there?
Yeah, that's me. I was heavier.
Looks nothing like you.
Yeah, I was a heavier man.
But even it's just hilarious, and he's just a dude there.
Yep, that was at open. My dude just eating a sandwich is my thing. And that joke, the line "Good Try" it works for the album cover. It also is from a joke where my first years of comedy, a woman walked by, said "Good job" to me. John Moses was on the show too, said he did great, and then turned to the third guy and tapped him on the head and went, "Good try." And it was like, holy fuck. So I was like, I did the joke there, but it also worked for the cover. And then the Birthday Like a Funeral, I actually went to the cemetery near my house, and a buddy of mine took pictures of me posing on top of someone's grave. We changed the grave thing, so it had the cover on it, but. And we brought a cake and put the cake on there.
That's awesome, dude.
It was fun.
That's awesome. You look older in this photo than you do now.
Oh, God.
You look like a young man.
Nobody believes my age now, but 3 years ago they would have believed the age. So it's weird how I look younger now.
Do you feel stronger? Do you mentally feel stronger? Do you feel like what changes have you noticed? Like positive changes that I don't know, that make you excited for life? Being, running and being stronger.
It's not even the running, and that's helped too, but more mentally. For like 40 years of my life, I didn't like me, and then I masked that by being very angry. For like the first 8 years of my comedy, I was the guy who was like the crowd work guy who yelled at me. I was like Gino. When people look at me, like I would do that. Not as crazy, not saying the N word, but like going naked. But I was the guy who I could make you laugh, but I'd also walk the room. And I was angry. I was angry at myself, so I took it out on the audience and people in my life. I drank because of that. I never liked me. And then one day I stopped drinking, and also at the same time I started starting to enjoy who I was. And I'm like, if I like who I am now, I don't want to die 10 years from now that I finally like me. So let's get in better shape. Let's live long. I never smoked a cigarette day in my life. I stopped drinking. I don't really do anything bad. So I'm like, I have a chance to live and now do a lot with this second part of my life. I love my kids more than anything. I want to be here for them. So it's like, I'm doing it because I feel better. And then I started to feel more positive. Now, yeah, I've gone through some shit. Like I had a lot of trauma. I've been going to therapy now because of certain things in my life that have happened, but I'm able to handle it so much better now because physically and mentally I'm strong enough to handle it. I wouldn't have been years ago. It would have been bad. My depression would have been awful, which I have, clinical depression. I've got all that, everything every comic has, the sadness that we all have, and we mask it by being funny. But yeah, I also like the fact that people say to me now, you look good. It makes you feel good. No matter what, it's nice that people notice that you look good. You know what I mean? It's a nice, I never got that my whole life. I get it now. I'm the pretty princess. Fuck
it. How many friends have you lost in your life? Since this is something that I was asking people, I was just asking, and as I'm talking to you, I'm in a state right now. I'm 30, and I'm trying to I'm very happy, but also I'm looking at myself and I'm like, what is my plan? Like, what are my goals?
Right.
Like, I feel like I'm stagnant. I feel stuck, and I'm like, I need to make changes for myself. I need to, and it's something that I've noticed. I don't know if I like my friends, and a lot of my people that I surround, not family. I love my family. I love my girl's family. I love everybody, but like some of my friends and people that I've known my entire life, high school and stuff. And I've been asking people, people older than me, people I look up to, is it normal to lose friends?
Yep.
Like,
because you change.
Yeah.
You change, they change. If you show me somebody who has the same friends from high school when they're 40, and I'll show you somebody that's never grown and doesn't like themselves because you're just holding on to the shit then. Now, I have one or two people I've known for a while that I might check in on once in a while and stuff, but we're different people. I mean, fuck, I was married for almost 10 years. We were different people from the beginning of the marriage to the end. It's not like she's a bad person. We just became different people, and you change in life. To me, friendships, relationships, they should all be things you're doing to grow and get better. Same way as going to open mic. I'm going there with a goal. If I meet someone new in my life, I want to meet someone who's not like me, not someone that has every past experience I've had. How am I going to learn from that? How am I going to get better from that? So you want to keep people around you that make you feel good. I've recently reached out to when I went through some shit, and I have now PTSD from some garbage I'm dealing with in therapy. First thing I did was reach out to 3 friends I hadn't talked to in a while that made me feel good when I used to talk to them. Now, 2 of them were fine and started talking to me again. One of them was kind of like, as we stopped talking. But I felt good doing that. But you start to realize that you can keep those friends, but you want to add new shit in all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it helps you in your perspective, not only as people, but as comics. We need to see different people's point of views. If you have the same point of view around you all the time, then you write in that skew. If you have different thoughts and ideas going around and you're seeing, now I'm not even talking about like different races or walks of life, just like different fucking people that live things differently, then you'll see things differently in their eyes, and you can make those kind of people laugh too. So, But that being said, I don't keep many friends around. I haven't had a best friend since I was like in high school. I have some people that are closer and stuff, but they're mostly, if you're not a comic or have some comedy relation to me, I'm really not friendly with you. I have like 1 or 2 people that aren't comics that are my friends. Yeah. Because I don't relate to them. I want to, but I'm selfish. I have to be, because if we're writing, we can't help it. We have to be selfish. We think our thoughts matter. You and I are talking right now thinking people want to hear this. And we have to do that, because if we don't have that confidence, why are we doing it? Now, a lot of people would say, well, I could never do it. You couldn't do it because you can't be selfish. You're not afraid of the stage. You like other people, making them feel good. So when we get into relationships, you're like, I can't believe you're focusing on this 5-minute open mic. That's 40 minutes away. Fuck that. We have to go here and go to some kid's birthday party. It's like, fuck that party. That kid's going to have more parties. That mic might not be there next month. So it's like,
you're right.
And it's selfish.
You got the right mentality.
So you got to find people that get you too. You know what I mean? And they won't. Your high school friends won't get it, and they'll never find you funny.
Yeah.
They'll look at you and go, no, you're fucking Figs from football. You're not fucking or you're on a TV show. You get to meet real comedians. It's like, I'm a fucking real comedian. They don't get that. So you need to keep people around you that make you feel good and shed them sometimes.
I lost you for a second.
You never lost me. I've always been here. See, it's like footprints, Figs. You look down. It was just 2 feet. I was carrying you. That's what happened there.
Dude, I had at least 3 aunts that had that medallion that said that when you turn it over.
My grandmother did too. Anyone that's ever owned that died. So it's like,
yeah. 100%. I love what Dice Clay. I can't do it. Anthony Cumia does it. Dice Clay has a joke about that,
right.
where something about, I don't know if you know the joke where
I know Cumia doing it. I've never heard Dice
yeah.
actually do it. I don't really know Dice's act. I know Cumia doing Dice's act.
It's cool. I think Cumia made it up. Actually,
right.
I really don't know, but it's basically that thing.
I don't like Dice. I like Cumia doing Dice.
I love Dice. Dice, Eddie Murphy, Rob Williams were my top three. When I that was like that they brought those. I used to watch them on HBO with my dad and would just be quiet and just watch them. You know,
he's obviously beyond talented. It's just it never did it for me. And when he's on Cumia now, and I'm like, I almost can't watch it.
No, yeah, Cumia's Dice is a funner Dice. The Dice now is kind of old and kind of like, listen to my son's band. Yeah. He's just always kind of promoting his kid's rock band.
I've got a gay hat. That's it. Just walk around with this gay hat. I don't understand the FaceTime. It's like, all right, yeah, you do.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. But right before COVID, whatever, I was doing a spot at the stand, and I went downstairs. So they had two separate rooms, and I went downstairs to the main. Well, it's not even, they're both main rooms, but all fucking off the record. The room upstairs is for podcasts and for like, you know, shows for like you know, cheaper, maybe a cheaper show. The downstairs is the real experience. It's a beautiful comedy club, and Dice sold it out for the weekend. And I was finished doing a set up there. It was packed. It was awesome. And I go downstairs, and Dice is upstage, and Dice is on stage killing. And he's just like, I don't understand Thanksgiving turkeys. Why you shove shit in the turkey's ass? And he's crushing. And I was like, this is what I miss about New York City. That's amazing.
And I'm not saying, I mean, he earned it, but part of that crush is that he's Dice. If you went up and did that material, they go, what the fuck are you talking about, turkey ass? Like, that's not funny. Yeah. Sometimes some comics get to such a point, it's just they stand on stage and they're going to get an applause break. But the simple fact that he's still doing it is amazing.
That wasn't even his shtick. He was an impressionist. You know, that was one of his characters. It was so good that he ran with it. You know,
him, Larry the Cable Guy. These were characters they were doing.
That's what I got to do, Pat. Because
one day when Angry Joe Mackey picks up and it becomes a big star, and you're just him with his name but angry.
Oh boy. I would love. He will not give me any type of what's the word? Like on Twitter, there's no interaction between him and I. But he's interacted with people commenting on my videos about him. So he won't like my videos, he won't say anything, and I think I've never DM'd him, but I've told people that I told people that know him, like, hey man, I love him and I'm a fan. I don't know how he feels about Aaron or anybody else, but I'm a fan, and I've seen him kill. He opened for fucking David Tell when I went to go see David Tell, and he's great. And I do this out of love, you know, and I don't try to make fun of him. You know, I don't say anything bad about him. I'm literally just doing his voice as a fucking, you know, because he sounds like a Boy Scout. And there was one clip I put on Twitter where Gino is like, "Where are you from?" And I couldn't think of anything. I don't know where he's from, so I just created something, and then somebody commented like where he really is from, and Joe Mackey liked that comment. So I know he's
paying attention.
I know he's aware. Yeah, I know he's paying attention, but he will not engage. He will not support. And it's just like, one day I want to see him in person. Maybe he'll fucking recognize me. And if I explain to him, hey, dude, I like you a lot. You know, let me.
I've only met him a couple of times, but he's a good dude, and he's usually can roll with shit. He probably just doesn't know how to interact with it because he probably looks at it and goes, "Compound. Maybe the fans are angry. Maybe this guy's crazy. I don't know what to deal with it, so I'll just stay away from it."
Yeah, what are you gonna do, Pat? What are you gonna do? Listen, when you do your show, when Compound's gonna pick up your show, and I want to sit on the couch, so you gotta let me be the couch guy.
I've already told Berg and Gino when one of them dies, and then that's Gino, and when Aaron gets famous, the new in hot water is you and me. We're in
warm water.
We are the new in lukewarm water, in twat water. I call it. That's what it is. And it's because you do the voices, and listen. If I stand on my head, perfect. I look like Gino's hair right now. It's perfect.
You have the voice. All you have to do is rant. Just rant.
I can rant, and people already call me gay sometimes for having feelings. I can do it, and as long as the actual talent, Steve and Garrett, are there, it doesn't matter.
They hold the show, and Steve is fantastic. Steve is so good, and yeah, no, 100%.
I mean, we won't have anybody on the street because.
Yeah, no, Barry Ribs is stealing walkers, man. What's going? Barry Ribs.
I don't want to like what he's doing, but my God, it's hilarious because it's like, once again, like I said, like Dice, no one else could do that. If anyone else tried to steal a fucking crutch and then run away, you'd go, that's stupid. But when he does it, he does it everything. You know it's coming. It's fucking hysterical. It's like Aaron's very good at figuring out people's niche. He does know how to. When you go on his show, it's very hard to be on that show because you have to learn how to like double dutch your way in because it's hard to be a guest. But if you find the rhythm with them, he will find a way to make you shine.
Yeah, it's Barry Ribs. It's a shit show until he takes the walking stick, and then it's just the biggest payoff. And Berg, and
then
Berg
runs
just
2 miles. Like doesn't just run a foot. He goes a long fucking way.
He ran a long fucking. The first time I saw him, I was like, he just ran past Macy's and Foot Locker, and Macy's is the whole block.
And you know he's going up to these people and saying, I'm going to steal your stuff. Or somebody's walking over and saying it right away. Hey, he's coming right back. Don't worry. But he commits to that fucking bit.
Yeah, Luby is right there like, I'm so sorry. Don't worry. She's giving them dollars.
Yeah,
he's going to come back. Don't worry.
Trans-Siberian hookers talking to us. You want to talk about trafficking? That's the one I know Kumia got on an Epstein discount. He's got Luby sitting there.
Like, oh, yeah. She was in a cabinet.
Gorgeous. And a nice lady. Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah. He got her from Wayfair for a good price. Hands down.
I'm actually going into the city for my first time since COVID. I'm doing Jameson's show the last Tuesday of the month. So, and I have not been up there. I have not been to the city since all this happened. So am I going to die?
Tuesday, you're doing Jameson on Tuesday, the end of the month?
Yeah.
I've been dying. I've been dying to hang out with fucking Jameson. I love him. He's such a cool dude.
I just had him on my podcast last week. He was awesome.
He's so awesome. He recommended so many great rock bands. You know, I told him, I was like, I've listened to a lot of old. I keep listening to the same old stuff. I don't know if you tell me name a new rock band. I like the Black Keys. Like I don't like fucking Imagine Dragons or any of that bullshit. You know, I was like, I don't know. And he gave me like 3 different bands that I'm like,
he can pair a person with music like somebody pairs wine with cheese.
Oh my God.
Amazing at that. He'll be like, oh, Pat, you'll like this. And like, no, I won't. And you listen, I fucking like this. Like, I like this.
So good, man. Dirty Honey, I think he put me on to that band. Oh my God, fantastic.
It's so funny. I have him on the podcast, and he's one of those guys where I had him on. I was excited. I'm like, holy shit, I'm having Don on. This is great.
Yeah.
Tell people, and you're like, who? And they're like, you know that metal show? They're like, you got Florentine? I'm like, you know the other guy? They're like, yeah, I got the other guy.
Yeah.
What's his show called now? I'm like, it's that Jameson show. They're like, that wasn't much.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. What's he supposed to do? He's got to do that. Yes, I'm going to go up and sit on that one because he just can't. I've been on it before, but I was on it through Zoom. I just want to do live shit again.
Yeah, man. Oh, you have the compound's open, man. I don't know.
It is, but for me, I would come up and I would do Kumia or doing hot water or whatever, and then I'd go do a spot somewhere at least because I had to take a train back and forth. It's not worth it to me with no real spots or places to go. I'll take the train, go up, do one show, and then come back. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
Yeah.
So
that train's the best, though. You taking a Metro North to Stanford, up that way?
Yeah, I take it from all the way up through, but I hear it's still not running that bad. But
I love it. It's great. Those trains are always the best. I love Metro North.
Yeah, but now people are being weird on the trains and yelling about masks. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah, there's some people. Just listen. If they want you to have the mask on, just put the fucking mask on.
I'm not Gino. I put on a mask. If I have to do something and you make me wear a mask, I do it. If a woman says to me, wear a condom, you wear a condom. If someone says you can't have a burrito unless you wear a mask, I fucking wear a mask. I don't care.
That's what it is.
I just don't want other people's opinions yelling at me about their mask. I just don't care about that. And it's I can't get out of the train. So it's like,
yeah, you get some wackos on.
I look like somebody who probably kneeled on a neck. So like someone gets mad at me anyway. Like I haven't, but I have kneel on a neck face, and I get it.
You look like you should have like one of those neon vests on because you just finished doing like construction.
Yeah, I've had at least 2 people in my life go, "Oh, you must like American History X." I'm like, it was all right, but it's not like my fave. It's like it was good. I don't even know if I saw the whole thing. It's like
What's the name? What's the main guy's name?
Ed Norton.
Ed Norton was jacked. You're like, Ed Norton looked jacked. Like, he looked great.
Yeah, he was prison strong. It was cool. It was good.
But,
All right, Figs, where can people see you, follow you, all that fun stuff?
Oh, man, it's fun time. Check out my website, man. I've been working on it. I'm trying to get it just right. MikeFigs.com. I'm going to have all my dates on it soon. Doing a gig with Chrissy next month. Yeah, man. You can follow me. If you want to play Magic the Gathering with me, my name is King Gay. I'm opening up a little egg right here.
Kid Gay?
King Gay.
I was like, shit, don't be Kid Gay, dude.
No, it's not Kid Gay. It's King Gay. I got some new rewards there. Follow me, King Gay, on Magic the Gathering. I play every now and then. I am a virgin.
By the way, the way you just said every now and then means you're on constantly. So just go on and go fight. No one who's listening to they're all gonna say you're gay and then be on there with you in 2 fucking seconds.
yeah, fighting my zombies. But anyways, yeah. But we're hanging out, baby. Listen, I gotta see at the compound. I might come visit you when you're with Dominos.
I'll remind you when it gets closer. So when I'm coming up, definitely, man. And thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me, man. It was a good talk.
Later.